Year 8, Miss Mason here. Today we're going to be doing our explicit thinking lesson, and our skill for this unit is justify. We're learning today to develop an understanding of the skill justify. What I'm looking for is active engagement, so completion of the activities that are set and making sure that you upload that completion to Moodle. And we're doing this because you're required to write a written justification once you create your picture book assessment. So we're looking to justify the choices made by an author to enhance the experience for the intended audience. It's important that you have access to your worksheet, okay? It looks like this. Your worksheet is what you are going to work through as we go through the activities. So we've got a modelled example. You can see the justification map and then your individual tasks that you need to do. We also have your own handout here for you to type straight into. Okay, you can type into these boxes here, save your justification, and then send it back into us so that we can mark it and give you some feedback. So, let's get into it. By definition, to justify is to give sound, logical, and reasonable reasons for a decision or conclusion that has been made. So it really does answer the question, why? It's important that we have a look at our facts and characteristics. Justifications are often supported by evidence, and we generally accept them to be true. Can be persuasive or informative, and validly explains your choices. You need to make sure that you provide evidence to support your stance, and as we said, it really does answer the question, why? Some examples of when you might have had to justify proving a point or explaining why you're late for class. An outcome of a science experiment, so you'll do your hypothesis and your method, and then when you get your results, you've got to justify how or why you came to those results. A lawyer in court arguing a case has to justify, or you're proving the choice that was made is the correct one. What it's not is unfounded claims. So what we mean by that is where you don't have the evidence to back it up. It's not just saying, because I said so, which we hear all the time. It's about using the evidence to answer the question why, to substantiate your point of view. At the end of this lesson, you're going to write your own definition of justify in your Freya model, so you don't need to do that yet. Let's have a look at an example of how to justify. If you haven't read the book A Hug for Humphrey, you need to make sure that you pause the video here and go and watch and listen to that. So this link is also on your student handout, so you can click on the link and head to YouTube and listen to the book being read to you. A Hug for Humphrey picture book is going to be the focus of this justification lesson. So let's have a look here. Here's a model example. So the task is how does the author's choice in characters enhance the experience for the intended audience? Justify using evidence from the text. So the intended audience for this particular picture book is 3 to 6-year-old boys and girls. It's not gender specific, it is for a younger audience, so it's important that we are trying to provide evidence as to why it's relatable to this young audience here. Our characters are Humphrey, Millie Mouse, Edgar the Teddy Bear, Pip the Pup, Tilly Tinkler, and Boomer the Kangaroo. It's not just good enough to be able to list the characters, we need to flesh out the evidence. So this is where we're going to head into our justification map. So with our justification map, you can see we've got our same task question sitting up here at the top. My evidence are these 3 characters, Edgar the Teddy Bear, Pip the Puppy, and Boomer the Kangaroo. And then I need to provide the facts or examples. Now these facts or examples come from the picture book itself, so from A Hug for Humphrey. So here we've got Edgar the Teddy Bear, and teddy bears are a common toy for children, which means that the characters are relatable. We know that Pip the Puppy, young children love animals. And lastly, Boomer the Kangaroo, these characters have exciting talents. Kids love to jump around like kangaroos. So we've got some facts or examples from the text, but we haven't answered the question yet. Okay, we need to put this together with sentence starters and connectives to create a justification. Let's have a look at that now. So there are many reasons why the author's choice in characters enhance the experience for the intended audience of young children aged between 3 and 6 years old. In this situation, the characters are all animals, which is engaging for young children as they often learn about animals at this age. Additionally, Children of this age may own similar toys such as Edgar the teddy bear and can relate him to their own feelings and experiences. Moreover, the talents and features of the toys adds weight to the idea that these characters are engaging as children participate in similar activities such as jumping. This shows that the author's choice in characters were effective in enhancing the experience for the reader because they are highly relatable. As you can see there, I've used all three pieces of evidence, all three facts and examples from the text to justify and answer the question that was asked of us. I've used sentence starters and connectors, which you can find on your student handout. So when it gets to you doing yours, you're going to use these sentence starters and connectives as well. So let's have a look at your task. Your task is to complete the facts and examples section of your justification map on your student handout, examining the language features used in A Hug for Humphrey. I've suggested that you need to look at alliteration and onomatopoeia. So you need to go through A Hug for Humphrey, so reread the book and have a look for examples and list examples of alliteration and examples of onomatopoeia in these two boxes here. If you've forgotten what alliteration and onomatopoeia is, then you need to make sure that you go back to the language features lesson to revise, but we did do that last term as well, so it should be pretty fresh for you. Make sure that when you're writing your justification that you are using the sentence starters and the connectives, and you need to answer the question, how does the author's choice in language features enhance the experience for the intended audience? Justify using evidence for the text. So use the modelled response to assist you, but make sure that you go and find specific examples from the text about alliteration and onomatopoeia and justify, tell me why they are good choices for the intended audience of children 3 to 6 years old. Save your work, make sure you save it with your name and then upload to Moodle.